the taller fighter. Rogers is going to have to push in and get to the head of Andreas Spang. Can Spang catch him coming in?
Here again is Michael Williams.
Bellator Fighting Championships, along with Everlast, Greatness is Within, now concludes the middleweight tournament semi-final round, set for 3 5-minute rounds. First, we introduce the red corner at 6'1", weighing in at 185 pounds. His professional record, 7 wins, just 1 defeat. Originally from Stockholm, now out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Andreas Sweet Spang. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner at 5'11", weighing in the same at 185 pounds. As a professional, 9 victories, 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from and fighting out of Kent, Ohio, introducing Brian the Predator Rogers. And the referee for this contest, Jerry Poe.
Gentlemen, you guys got your instructions in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Let's touch them up now and let's do this.
The winner of this second middleweight tournament semifinal joins Michael Falcao and next month's middleweight championship fight.
No touch of gloves, not really surprised.
You see Rogers, he's in the black trunks. Spang is in the blue trunks. Round number 1. Jerry Poe is the referee. Rogers opens with a kick.
I remember Spang shoved him at the weigh-in. I don't think that was out of anger. I think he's trying to get inside the head of Brian Rogers, make him angry, make him walk into something.
Rogers said this is either going to be a highlight knockout or I'm probably going to lose.
I don't like it when a fighter says that. You should never have a mental, backdoor that if this doesn't happen, I'm going to lose. A lot of ways to win. You have to be ready for all of them.
Spang claiming low blow. Time called by referee Jerry Poe.
Don't expect a sympathetic reaction from the crowd for that one.
Be careful on that one.
Spang has 5 minutes. Doesn't ask for any time. And we resume round 1, just like that.
Oh, good straight shot.
Spang turns his back. A slip by Rogers, and now Spang pantses.
Wow.
Looking for the rear naked choke.
I don't believe it. He went for a kick and slipped, and now Spang is on his back.
That is very tight. Spang looking to finish. Has climbed the back, now loses the choke, but trying to cinch it in once more.
What a turnaround. He had Spang in serious trouble and slipped.
Both hooks in for Andreas Spang. Rogers has the full weight of his opponent on his back. And the Swede is trying to lock in the rear naked choke.
Man, Rogers is really defending here. He's doing the right thing. He's staying composed. Trying to keep his neck tucked. The man, Spang is just latched onto his back.
Spang both hooks in and he's crossed his ankles. Full weight on the back of Rogers.
Man, that is a huge turnaround.
Rogers keeping his cool, keeping his composure.
Looking at the referee going, hey, when are you going to break us up? And when somebody has your back, they usually don't do that. Rogers now on top.
Turned by Rogers, here come the hammer fist. And then Rogers lets Spang stand.
Wants to touch gloves. Rogers having none of it. Don't shove me at the weigh-in and expect us to be friends.
Bouncing the step of Andreas Spang. Brian Rogers in stalking mode. Push kick attempt by Spang, and it's Rogers still coming forward.
Oh, good right hand.
Rogers. Flying knee. More big shots. Spang trying to fire back with the counter left. Flying knee again by Rogers. He's looking for that highlight knockout.
I think he's looking for it a little too hard. He's doing well at punching range, but he's getting a little too close when he finishes, trying for that flying knee.
Shuffle step by Andreas Spang. Now Spang walking forward with the 1-2.
Surprised Spang not throwing more jabs, trying to keep Brian Rogers at a distance.
Inside kick by Rogers.
There's no setups here. He's just jumping in with big shots with that right hand.
Rogers catching the leg and now pouncing and looking for ground and pound.
Cannot finish it from here. Roger has him right where he wants him, but he's respectful of the ground game.
Both fighters tenacious in round one.
Problem is Rogers is not really in position for the rear naked. Crowd's going nuts, but he's not far enough behind him to get it.
You can see there it's really just the chin lock.
Now he's not in the right position. He needs to let go of this and angle and transition. A lot of times, Sean, in jiu-jitsu, the battle belongs to the guy who knows it's done first.
Rogers closed guard, but on his hip. Now Spang diving in, and Rogers closes guard once more, but flat on his back. Very entertaining round number one thus far in the final minute of this opening round, semi-final number 2 in the middleweight tournament.
Man, back and forth. Incredible fight so far.
Spang looking for the hammer fist, diving down with the left hand, then rights to the body. Rogers from the open guard.
And this is a position we haven't seen Rogers in yet. On his back. Trying to survive and work his submission. Getting good rights by Spang.
Big right hands indeed by Andreas. Spang looking to dive in for more. Trying to clear the legs. Double ear slap there from the bottom by Rogers as he closes guard. Body head from Spang. Rogers repositions his ankles. Now opens his guard. The bell in the end of round one. We'll take you into the corner of Brian Rogers.
Do that again.
How you doing, all right? Yeah. Let's get ourselves down first. Big air in, big air out. Good. I don't want you standing in front of him when you're done, okay? Yeah. And I want you to watch the left hook counter. Tighten up everything when you see him in trouble. Don't swing so wild. Okay?
A little more control when you jump.
Tonight's fight replay is brought to you by Safe, starring Jason Statham, in theaters April 27th.
Look at that opening round. He had Spang on the run, went for a high kick, and just slipped. And Spang all over him, able to get both hooks in. For a second, I thought this rear naked was done. Able to get out. Look at that beautiful right hand, these short shots. We see he kind of kills his range. He goes in for the flying knee and just gets too close to land effective punches. That's a mistake I think he needs to correct in this second round.
This Cleveland, Ohio crowd trying to get behind Ohio native Brian Rogers. Jimmy, how did you score round one?
10-9 Brian Rogers. Thought he had Spang hurt more than once. Spang, of course, had his back, finished the round on top. I didn't think it was enough to win back the round. 10-9 Brian Rogers.
Big wide right hand over the top by Spang. Push kick by Spang, counter right over the top by Rogers. See if Rogers circling to his right. Low kick by Spang, caught by Rogers, and he pulls away. Feint with the low kick by Andreas Spang.
One question is, who has the gas for a long fight? Brian Rogers, known for his spectacular first-round finishes. That's great, but do you have the gas tank for 15 minutes? And of course, Spang, a late replacement, got the call last Friday. Did he put in the time in the gym for 15 minutes?
Straight left hand by Spang, but moving backwards. It's Rogers coming forward once more, throwing to the body.
The problem is, Rogers coming in a lot with his hands down. Easy to catch a counter shot that way.
Rogers missing with the right hand.
And what he's depending on is his physical speed to get him in there quick enough to not eat a counter shot, that he's going to be able to see it.
Push kick by Spang, counter low kick, almost a leg sweep attempt by Rogers. Now it's Spang circling to his right. Rogers misses with that inside kick.
Man, Spang certainly has a hard head. He's eating some big shots, and he looks good, still fighting hard. One thing this corner told him not to do that I agree with Brian Rogers is don't end these combinations and stand in front of this dude. You see he's standing here, he finishes his combo, and then he's standing right in front of him. That's never a good idea.
That's Jimmy Smith. I'm Sean Wheelock. Glad you were with us for Bellator 66. Coming to you live from IX Center in Cleveland, Ohio. Closing in on the midway point of this second middleweight tournament semifinal. Andreas Spang versus Ohio's own Brian Rogers. Now Spang moving back.
Oh, good left hand.
Big right hand by Rogers.
He's hurt. He's hurt badly. He's staggered against the fence.
Rogers shuffle stepping, feigning with the flying knee. More wide, powerful shots from Rogers. Push kick by Spang, then really a slapping left hand. Rogers coming back in.
Problem is he's giving Spang time to collect himself. And big shots there right in front of us.
Rogers missed with that right hand, but you see again he's in full stalking mode. Mouse forming under the left eye of Brian Rogers.
One thing we've seen Brian Rogers with his finishes, he's not used to throwing this many punches to finish a guy. You know, you're sitting there wondering why doesn't he come in and close out the show? He's not used to having to hit a guy 20 times to finish him.
Good left hand by Rogers.
All of his opponents had dropped at this point when he got this offensive. Oh my God, this is over!
And there's the finish! A lightning strike win for Andreas Spang, and he has booked his place in the middleweight tournament final.
That is what I call a comeback. Rogers threw everything but the kitchen sink at Spang. Spang caught him with the counter shot. His fight is over. Welcome to MMA.
Back and forth, and a knockout win for Andreas Spang.
Oh, look at this. Came in, bam! Left hook right on the jaw, great stoppage. Brian Rogers is upset, but clean shot, beautifully timed. It was over when he hit the ground.
A devastating strike for Andreas Spang. Watch the head snap on Rogers. If the punch didn't put him out, the head slap did.
No, the punch did. Look at the way he went down, stiff. Man, beautiful shot. Rogers had him, couldn't finish him. Spang comes back and gets the knockout.
Rogers argued his case to referee Jerry Poe, but no doubt Brian Rogers will not argue his case once he sees the replay of this fight. When we return, Jimmy Smith will speak to the victor Andreas Spang. A spectacular Bellator debut for the Swede. Andreas Spang looked in trouble for much, if not most, of that fight. He did slap on the standing rear naked choke on Brian Rogers in round one. Otherwise, he played a lot of defense, did a lot of counter striking. But the Swede, who now lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, showing his class, keeping his composure, and scoring the second round TKO to join Michael Falcao in the Season 6 Middleweight Tournament Championship. Ruled as a TKO. That's a knockout, kids. One punch.
I understand that.
Someday, maybe, people who officiate MMA will get together in a conference room and decide what's a knockout, what's a TKO. If that's not a knockout, I don't know what is in this sport. Regardless, Andreas Spang gets the victory. Andreas Spang.